When I came on Thursday, I gave you guys a bunch of footage, and you happened to pick him. And then he happened to get seen by his sister's friends here, and they got that message all the way to her in Georgia. And it just turned out to be like this miracle story. And we went back and found him yesterday, but I can't wait for everybody to see it because it's just, really touching.
Well, let's talk about the reunion because we have the video. So let's play that right now for everybody.
Good morning. This is Kate. How can I help?
Kate, my name's Marjorie Chapman, okay? I got a text from a dear friend of mine. Her husband happened to be watching the news and saw when you were out interviewing the homeless people.
Yes.
The guy with the helmet in a wheelchair, that's the brother I've been looking for like 25 years.
What? Would you like me to go find him?
This is blowing my mind. Oh, my God. Nobody's been able to find him.
All right, Barney, what do you think of your sister reaching out to me?
That's amazing.
It's amazing, right? What do you think if I came down here a day and we got you on the phone with your sister? Would that be okay?
Yes, I don't want her to worry,
Well, she called me today, and I'm going to tell you what, she was already worried.
I believe it.
How can we not be worried about you, bud? You're on the street. Makes me cry.
Yeah, me too. You guys are godsend to me.
I just can't believe your sister reached out.
Yeah, I believe it.
Barney, what would you like to tell your sister?
Hey, Marge, I love you.
I'm speechless because you don't see things like that every day, and you don't hear stories like that happening every day. And you got really lucky by finding him, and then we got lucky that we showed him on our newscast. So talk about that special moment, and you're now in connection with him and the sister.
Yes. In fact, I just talked to her again this morning, and she said, he looks worse basically than we thought he was going to look. We got to get him off the street. So we've already been in touch with multiple people in Oceanside to help him at least get into some senior housing because he desperately does want to be housed. He is not trying to be homeless. He's in very bad shape. And then our hope is that we can get him onto Georgia with his family. So we will be working tirelessly on that until we achieve it.
Well, Kate, I know that you've been working extremely hard to get veterans off of the streets. Talk about more of what you have been doing and what you've been witnessing, because you walked through the streets and you saw some really heartbreaking stories. Then you talked to some people that shared those heartbreaking stories with you.
Yeah, when we were downtown, I think I'll start there. Kevin and I, we encountered a young woman. I think we showed that clip on Thursday. She had been raped 3 or 4 times, been drugged. And after talking to her for about 30, 40 minutes, we realized she was a veteran. And so we're, going to go back down there and try to get her off the street. But it's inexcusable that she was on the street in the first place, and then to be assaulted multiple times is just unspeakable. That's what's happening in our streets. We had another gentleman tell us 45 deaths, per month down there. He did CPR on 20 people. We saw open drug use. It was unnerving. It was just maddening. I can't believe a city this rich with this many resources that we are, failing our public and failing all these homeless people in the way that we are.
As you're talking to these homeless individuals, are you seeing and hearing from them that they want help?
I would say 75% of the people that we talked to want help. I would say more than half of the people were clean. They were what we would call circumstantially homeless. Like, they are on the street terrified. I mean, can you imagine if you're 4 tenths down from somebody that's doing drugs all day and you're watching people, get robbed, get murdered, get beat up? I mean, they have their own community there. We met many mayors, they call them mayors, and many lieutenants, people that try to keep other people safe. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous situation.
Very dangerous.
I wouldn't walk downtown by myself at any time of day.
No.
Now, after what we've been seeing.
Correct.
And your partner who you were with got assaulted, and then you almost did too.
Yeah, the guy got right in my face, was about to punch me. Thankfully, I stayed very still, and I was just kind of praying that wouldn't happen. But yeah, Kevin got punched 3 times all the way to the ground. We weren't even out of the car 4 minutes. So it was very scary.
So what can we do here in San Diego? Because our veteran community is so large, and there's so many that are on the streets, and you've shared a couple of those stories with us. If there's a couple, there's way more than there's way more than what we know. What can we do as a community? What can our local leaders do? I think our local leaders, as I said on Thursday, we need to get all that low-hanging fruit off the street. The people who have not been homeless long, who are circumstantially homeless, who housing is their actual problem, right? It's not drugs. It's not, mental health issues. They are without a house, and because they're without a house, it's hard for them to get jobs. Let's get them off the street, and then let's lock arms. There's so many agencies. There's so much funding here. Let's unite. Let's get shoulder to shoulder and go out. What if we just picked up 2 people a day? All of us. We picked up 2 people a day. We could clean this problem up in 6 months. Do you think it would actually be 6 months? Because
I do.
You do? Because
I do.
what we see and what we're seeing with the drug and alcohol problem is that it's continuing to get worse and the homeless crisis is growing.
It does continue to get worse, but it gets worse partly because we leave this low-hanging fruit on the street too long. They get depressed, they start doing drugs, and we keep adding people to the number of drug users. If we were to get half of them off the street, within a couple of months, if I can find them in a couple hours,
right.
I think all of us here in San Diego can probably go find them together.
Kate, how can people get involved with what you're doing with House the Heroes?
If you're an agency that helps homeless veterans, we would love to meet with you. I mean, we literally put people in a room, and in less than 2 hours, these veterans, we get them submitted to the VA, and they will be getting up to $3,000 per month for life. So just find me on Kate on KUSI.com.
Well, Kate, we want to also thank you once again for sharing that very special story with us. We hope you keep us updated on the brother and sister reunion.
Oh, I will, for sure. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, Jason, I'll send things over to you.
What a great story. Great organization, too. That was awesome.